The well-known program that seeks to help people with alcohol use disorder.
What?
The well-known program that seeks to help people with alcohol use disorder.
Alcoholics Anonymous?
Alcoholics Anonymous has long been criticized for not having the medical research to back up its efficacy. Until now.
They did have it, but it was very dated. But
okay. Yeah, shit from the 30s that don't count if they had any of that.
It was from the 30s.
When guys had when their socks were connected to like bands and shit. Anything from that, like medically, it don't fly no more. We're in the house now. A new study published by the medical journal Cochrane Database of Systemic Review found the peer-led program not only helps people get sober, but it also has higher rates of continuous sobriety compared with professional mental health therapy, such as cognitive behavioral therapy. The study is important because it dispels misinformation about the program, said lead author Dr. John Kelly, a professor of psychiatry and addiction medicine at Harvard Medical School. So
no numbers, though? You got no numbers for me?
Numbers, it's not about numbers. Not about 12 fluid ounces.
But it is.
It's not about 6 packs.
This one is about numbers.
It's not about 350 milliliters.
It's about percentages of
It's about a
recovery
program
and
that was
long-term
designed
recovery.
and what they
I
say.
bet you the numbers are very similar to what they were in the 30s.
Back when guys wore like the hats and the socks with
Shit
the
still works, man. It's still the same.
If you work it.
If you work it.
So they're saying...
My guess is about 30%. Which is better than
29%.
rehabs or therapy or
All
any
right.
of that shit.
I don't, but it says, I guess there's been, are people saying it didn't work? I guess people talk a lot of shit.
Well, I don't know if they say it didn't work, but that it's not proven to work because...
How do you prove it to work?
Because people like you saying,
poo-poo it.
they were in fucking...
Yeah.
They were in fucking, they were wearing skivvies still or whatever.
Yeah. Because they were wearing fucking skivvies.
They're still wearing boilers and skivvies.
Yeah, so it don't count. Wearing fedoras to the baseball game.
But I don't know if that's... But also, I think that's also people who have tried to, scrape off of it and repurpose it into other new things, sort of saying... just the way that people do, taking something that works and repackaging it for modern day and being like, well, it's not really sure, but we have this new tried and, whatever. It's just...
Got a new way to do this.
I'm sure it's
just the question is, what are you serving for snacks?
But the other thing is, inherently, it's a little bit difficult to do a study on an organization that in its name is, about anonymity, which is
a little 1930s, if you ask me.
Well, it's the foundation. That's what it was. It was something where, at the time, the name was put there in order to protect the people that were subjecting themselves to the program.
But at the time, that word meant something. You can't just take a word 100 years later that has no meaning.
Sure, but how do you...
Alcoholics Dinosaurs.
But how do you rename it now and say formerly known as Alcoholics Anonymous?
Yes.
What do you call it?
You call it fucking Drunks Be Known. Welcome to Drunks Be Known.
To Drunks Be Known. Formerly known as AA.
You remember the group known as AA? We rebranded. The snacks are better. You still serving Entenmann's?
DBK.
Are you still serving Entenmann's?
DBK now with Impossible Burgers.
With Impossible Burgers. Sliders. Tell me a story about getting drunk 24 years ago while I have this fucking slider.
Jimmy Carter was president.
Fucking shit, man. Tell me about how you fucking were rude to your second ex-wife at this stag meeting. You fucking drunk fucks. But it works. But does it work?
If you work it.
If you work it. Well, that's a great way to get away with it.
It works.
If you work
if you
it,
do
it's on
it.
you. Well, yeah.
But I thought it was God. I thought it was about God.
I thought it was something.
I thought it was about getting not myself.
Oh,
it was about powerlessness.
God, let me listen to this fucking 90s fucking... Tell me a story about you and your bro in the 90s driving to Vegas drunk at this shitty meeting on a Wednesday night. So I pick my bro up and we're drunk. Well, of course you are.
It's the 90s.
It's the 90s. We're at an AA meeting in a church. It was crazy, man. So we were drunk. Let's story so far sounds like Swingers, so that sucks. So you just told me the plot. So you're Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn, and you're in Swingers. What is your story? But they say it works. Anything works. It all works. I hope it works. Whatever people need.
Find what you need
to stop
and hold on to it for dear life.
Oh, hold on to it for dear life. And
but
if
then
that
also
means
let
white knuckling it.
Let it slip
put
through
your finger, but also let it slip through and then ruin it all.
and puddle up on the ground.
Bottle it up on the ground.